Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Lights Camera Waffle with me, your host Zkiel. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time seeing me on any social media platform, please subscribe to the channel. Give this video a like down below and follow me on my social media platforms, which should be in the link, in the links in the description. I might try and put up on the screen if I have time, if I feel like editing that, but yeah. Hi guys, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I know it's been 2 weeks. My bad. It's just, life gets in the way, and sometimes I'm just very lazy. I want to upload a video when it has meaning, not just because I need to upload a video this week. So with that being said, guys, today's video topic is very close to my heart, and today we're going to be talking about the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and currently what I believe the issue is with Marvel, because it's just not hitting like it once was. Let's talk about it. Let's get into some things. Like I said before, like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, oh my gosh, this is the quickest intro we've ever done. Should I get into my personal life a little bit? No. There is a vlog coming on the way, hopefully. But yeah, apart from that, yeah, let's just get straight into let's get straight into the nitty gritty. So I do have my notes here, so I will be, like always, referring to my notes. Recently, it just feel like Marvel isn't hitting the way it once was. We had the Avengers, and we had these movies that were not just part of they weren't just installments. They were like literal individual moments, individual events. And now it just feels like every other day there's something new coming out from Marvel. And it's just like, where's the anticipation? There are certain projects, that were pretty good from this run after Endgame. But when you look at it in the long run, it's just not hitting as it was before the Infinity Saga came to an end. To be honest, when straight off, I think the main problem with Marvel is the content saturation. If you don't know what I mean by that, content saturation, or any saturation in any context, is basically when it's just so much of something. So for example, if you're editing a video or editing a picture and you turn up the saturation, it's just a lot more color. If we're talking business market saturation, it's like how many businesses in that market are doing the exact same thing. That's why I haven't uploaded a video in a while, because video saturation, I feel like everybody's doing the same thing. And so Marvel has had a content saturation where, like, they have just been throwing out movies, throwing out TV shows, and at one point it gets too much. It gets way too much. When you have so many films and so many movies coming in, it raises a lot of concerns for the audience, because I remember saying I never liked superhero movies, right? Until I watched Marvel, and then I was like, oh my gosh, these movies are like individual moments in time. Like, they're so historical, and each movie stands by itself, right? And so I wasn't a huge Marvel fan before I wasn't a Marvel fan until Black Panther came out. But I would watch the movies and I'd be like, these are really good movies. I remember the first time I watched the Avengers, like the first Avengers movie, Avengers Assemble. The first time I watched it, I was gobsmacked. That movie is so good. It's so good. But yeah, I remember watching that movie and I was like, damn, like, this is a cool movie. This is really good. And like, a lot of people, you didn't have to be fans to watch the movie. Everyone just watched the movies because they were moments in time. Now it just feels like they're just throwing out anything. Like, it's too much. It's way too much. When I was doing my little research online, I was looking at different articles. One article said the rapid expansion of the MCU, with multiple movies and television shows being released annually, has led to discussions of superhero fatigue. Critics argue that the sheer volume of content might overwhelm audiences, leading to diminishing enthusiasm. In response, Marvel Studios has announced plans to scale back on its release schedules, focusing more on quality over quantity to re-engage their viewers. And I think that is the best thing to do. Alright? Because let's talk about the Infinity Saga, right? Phase 1 of the Infinity Saga. The movies were Iron Man, The Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, the First Avenger, and then The Avengers. Amazing. First, I can never be angry at an origin story. I can never hate an origin story. I love a good origin story. Phase 2, Iron Man 3, Thor Dark World, Captain America, The Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, Ant-Man, and then Age of Ultron. Obviously, Age of Ultron came before Ant-Man. Very big moment, Age of Ultron. Mind you, so in phase 1, that's 2008 to 2012. So in 4 years, they released 5 movies. In 4 years, they released 5 movies, right? Phase 2, 2013 all the way till 2015, so that's in 2 years, or well 3 years, because 2013, 2014, 2015, so 3 years really, 5 movies. Cool. Then we get to phase 3, the final phase of the Infinity Saga. We have Captain America Civil War, Doctor Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Spider-Man Homecoming, Thor Ragnarok, Black Panther, Infinity War, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, Avengers Endgame, and then Far From Home. So that was when we saw like a massive whoosh of like content coming out. We had 11 movies in the span of 2016 till 2019. So 4 years. Because 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019. Okay. So yeah. So like in that 4 year gap, or that we had 11 movies. But these are all spaced out. Like in 1 year, the most that we had in 1 year was 3 movies. In phase 1, the most that we had in 1 year was 2 movies. Phase 2, 2 movies a year. In phase 3, the most we had was 3 movies a year. And then we get to the multiverse saga, and then we have in phase 4, we have Black Widow, Shang-Chi, The Eternals, Spider-Man No Way Home. We have Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Thor Love and Thunder, and Black Panther Wakanda Forever, right? In 2021 alone, we had 4 movies. We had Black Widow, Shang-Chi, The Eternals, and No Way Home. And then in 2022, we had Multiverse of Madness, Love and Thunder, and Wakanda Forever. Phase 5, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, The Marvels. In 2024, we had Wolverine and Deadpool, which I haven't watched yet, Captain America Brave New World, that will come out in 2025, and Thunderbolts 2025 as well. It seems that in phase 5, they have actually started that initiative to scale back. Black Panther 3 has been announced, by the way. My gosh, it has. Oh, that's great. But then the problem is not the fact that they had 4 movies. The problem is that they had like 5 TV shows. So in 2021, we had WandaVision, The Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki, What If, and Hawkeye, alongside 4 big movies. On average, each TV show had about 6 episodes, right? And each episode was like 45 minutes. That means each TV show is roughly like 5 hours to watch. That means that is equivalent, and let's say like each Marvel movie is like 2 hours and 30 minutes, right? But that is equivalent to like each TV show basically being 2 movies. And there are 5 TV shows. That's 10. So the TV shows, they translate to like 10 movies. And then you have 4 actual movies that were released alongside. Do you see what I mean by content saturation? There is so much going on in 2021 alone. It was almost really hard to really keep up with Marvel. However, the TV shows in 2021 were really good. I really enjoyed WandaVision, thoroughly enjoyed WandaVision. Falcon and Winter Soldier was great in my opinion. Loki was great. What If, I don't really watch What If like that. And Hawkeye, I really enjoyed Hawkeye. But when you have so much being released at one time, it's a lot. It's a lot to keep up with. And we've always like had to like kind of do your own background research and your own homework before you come to a Marvel movie. You've always had to do that. But now it just seems like you have to do even more. You have to do your homework in the Infinity Saga. But with the Multiverse Saga, it feels like you're doing your homework and then there's no connection, which kind of leads me to my next point about how there's just no connections between the stories anymore. It just seems like every TV show, every movie is its own individual event, and there's no connection that brings the camaraderie and the love and the anticipation that the Avengers did back in the Infinity Saga. with the amount of content that Marvel has put out, each movie, each TV show feels less of an event and like a moment in time. It feels less like that, and it just feels like more of like, oh, we're just watching this because you know it might connect at some point. And I think it's really, really, really unfortunate. Like, there's no build up of anticipation. I'm not looking forward. Like, I'll still go and watch Doomsday, of course. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. is in it. I'll go and watch Doomsday, and I'll go and watch Secret Wars, of course. But the anticipation, the build up, it's not there. I remember the year before Endgame was about to drop, guys, I've never heard, but mind you, 2019 was when I was doing my GCSEs. No one was concentrating. Everyone was talking about when Infinity War dropped. I remember going to school and I literally had to like drown everybody out because I had not watched Infinity War yet in the first week, and people were talking about it. And then, you know, the year before Endgame dropped, everyone was talking about Endgame. It was this massive event. The anticipation was there. Everyone loved it. Now coming to, what's it called? The next Avengers Doomsday, there's no anticipation. I won't lie, there's no anticipation. I'm not incredibly fiending for this next Avengers movie. And like I said before, it's because the camaraderie that the Avengers once shared as a team is no longer there. It feels like every movie, every TV show, they've tried to create links, but the links aren't working. Shang-Chi came out 2021, right? That's what? Almost 5 years ago. There's an end credit scene at the end of that. We can't link anymore because Kang's gone. It feels like every single moment is just an individual thing. It doesn't feel like it's connected in any way. Unlike in the previous saga, where it felt like every movie was connected. It felt like every movie was connected. You know, you saw the Avengers together and you were really, really happy. And then you'd be anticipating for the next Avengers movie that would come out. The longest we went without an Avengers movie was 5 movies. We've had an entire saga. We've almost had an entire saga and not a single Avengers movie. I have no idea who the Avengers are at the moment. And then you have like the casting as well, like not the casting, the characters I mean. Characters that we grew up and we love. Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Black Widow. These characters appeared multiple times. You always saw them on your screen. You always saw them working together. You always saw little cameos. It was fun. You'd be like, oh, I can't wait for the next movie. I believe Robert Downey Jr. in the Infinity Saga in a whole, I believe Robert Downey Jr. was seen 9 times. 9 times, which is a lot. Chris Evans' Captain America was on screen 7. Thor 7 times. Black Widow, who didn't have her own movie until later on, like say phase 3, she was seen maybe 6 times. Hawkeye 4 times. Like, we saw these people over and over and over and over and over again, and we're just like, oh, we love seeing them on our screen. The new Avengers now, how many times have we seen them? First of all, I don't really know who the new Avengers are, but we've seen Falcon and Winter Soldier once in this saga. Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch. In the Multiverse Saga, we've seen Wanda Maximoff twice. WandaVision and Multiverse of Madness. Mind you, the Scarlet Witch is supposed to be, she's the harbinger of chaos. She has the power to rule the multiverse. How have we only seen her twice in the Multiverse Saga? Doctor Strange as well, the Sorcerer Supreme. We've only seen him twice. Multiverse of Madness and No Way Home. Spider-Man, we've seen in the Multiverse Saga, we've seen him once. And it just feels like there's just so much going on. There's so many characters, so many different storylines that just aren't relating, aren't clicking. People will go and watch it because it's an Avenger movie, but it's not because of what's currently going on. It's because of what's already happened. People are going to watch the next Avengers movie not because, oh, I'm so excited for it. We're going to watch it because it's an Avengers movie, because of the work that has been laid down beforehand. You know, the Marvels did not do well. After the Marvels came out and they saw how little that grossed, I think Marvel was like, yeah, we have to do something about that. And don't even get me started on the whole streaming world as well. Like, a month after a movie comes out, and that's one thing that people are doing now as well. No one wants to go and see a movie in the theater anymore. There's no anticipation. There's no like, oh my gosh, if I don't go and see this movie right now, someone's gonna spoil it for me. When Endgame was coming out, if you didn't see it in the first week, it If someone spoiled it for you, it was your fault. There are people that says, yeah, I just watch the Marvels when it comes on Disney Plus. My brother watched the Marvels when it came on Disney Plus. I said, go to the cinema. He said, no, I don't want to go. Why would I go and watch it in the cinema? I'll just wait for it to come on Disney Plus. People are now waiting for shows and movies to come out on Disney Plus now. But Marvel has always been a cinematic universe. Cinema. You know? People go to the theaters to go and watch these things. But now they're all over. Now you're on Disney Plus, the streaming platform. Don't get me wrong. I do think the TV shows are a good idea. I just wish the volume of which they came out was not as much as they are. I really do wish that they did not put so much content out all at once. While I think content saturation is like it plays a massive part in what happened to Marvel or what is happening to Marvel. And don't get me wrong, Marvel hasn't completely fallen off. We still love Marvel. We're still going back and watching the old movies, aren't we? The amount of times me and my brother have gone back and we've watched it from the beginning to the start in chronological order, starting with Captain America First Avenger, from Captain America First Avenger going to Captain Marvel, Iron Man 1. We've watched it over and over and over again. The new stuff and then when it gets to Endgame, we stop and then start again. That makes no sense. But you get what I mean. Like the old stuff were moments in time. Literally don't know why I can't speak, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, so like I was saying, when Marvel started out, you know, 5 movies in 4 years, the anticipation was there. There was quality. The storylines were great. The writing was great. You know, each character we were able to kind of focus on each character and really fall in love with each character. There are so many characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe right now. It's so hard to keep up with each individual story, which is why I don't think the Avengers movie is gonna work like that, because the Avengers who are going to be in Avengers Doomsday haven't even met. Do they know each other? Who's going to be in the Avengers? The point of Avengers is that these people worked well together. They're a team. We've seen no teamwork. We've seen separate smaller teams like the Marvels, obviously Falcon and Winter Soldier. It just seems like everyone's story is so separate. What team are we going to see? I think that's one of the biggest problems with Marvel at the moment, is the fact that the camaraderie and the anticipation to see how these people are going to work together, it's just not there anymore. Because quite frankly, we don't even know who these people are. We don't know who is going to be in this movie. We don't know who's going to be fighting. It was just confirmed that apparently Doctor Strange is not going to be in Doomsday. We're just going to have to see how it goes. And let's just hope that the story writing and the scripts, just hope that it's written really, really well. The CGI and the effects are really, really good. And let's hope they find a way to bring the Avengers together in a way that's authentic, but also build up anticipation for Secret War. I think Secret War is going to be the big of the two movies. But yeah. And then last but not least, I kind of want to talk about Disney Plus. Like I did speak about it, just briefly there, but I have some notes about how Disney Plus has also affected Marvel as well. And so because of the introduction of Disney Plus, this means that Marvel has had to expand, but instead it's led to a lot of content to be scheduled. In 2021 alone, Marvel released 6 Disney Plus series, in addition to multiple movies. Like I said, in 2021 to 2022, they released 6 Disney Plus movies: WandaVision, Loki, Hawkeye, The Falcon and Winter Soldier, What If, and Miss Marvel. In addition to multiple movies, many of these series had inconsistent writing, story, and pacing issues, which led to complaints that Marvel was prioritizing quantity over quality. I mean, we kept up, but it felt like more of a chore. There was no anticipation for it. It feels like every other day there's new Marvel something coming out. We don't want that. When there is a lot of something, it loses its value. When there's so much Marvel stuff for us to consume, or new Marvel stuff for us to consume, it loses its value. And because of the massive scale of TV shows and movies that were coming out, the special effects, the CGI, all of that, the storytelling, the writing, all of it suffered. And you have deadlines. You have to please the fans and investors and shareholders, this and the fourth. So now the shows and the characters that you love so much are suffering because you decided that you want to shove all of this content out into the world and all of this content out into our faces. Like, no, stop. The CGI for She-Hulk was so bad. The CGI in She-Hulk was so, wow. I saw the frames per second because you guys focused on quantity over quality. Maybe like if they did like 3 movies and 2 TV shows a year, that'd be fine. Like the rush production, the weak storytelling. Oh my goodness, I just remember the Secret Invasion. What was that? I watched it in like 2 days and I completely forgot that it was released. It had little impact, very, very little impact, you know? And then when you have bad storytelling and bad writers, you ruin the characters. That's why I think a lot of people are upset about what happened with the Scarlet Witch in Multiverse of Madness, because she had such a development arc in WandaVision. I think that was the most we'd ever seen of Wanda's character and how she grew up and, you know, how she felt over the years, especially losing her parents when she was young, then losing her brother, then losing the android she loved, then losing her children. Just lost. We felt really, really bad for her in WandaVision, and we understood her pain. Comes to Multiverse of Madness, and don't get me wrong, I will still defend the Scarlet Witch. I do think she's incredibly misunderstood, but you see her Multiverse of Madness and now she's just on a rampage, just killing people. It didn't seem in character, though the Darkhold, you know, did corrupt her. It didn't seem very in character for her. Do you see what I mean? And I think even Elizabeth Olsen knew that. She was like, if Scarlet Witch returns to the MCU, we need to get the best writers, and she paused so it can sink in, because I feel like she was like, oh, this just seems very, very out of character. I remember watching the behind the scenes, and like one of the writers saying about how they had like maybe a few weeks to put on the final draft. I don't know, something like that along those lines.
So guys, I definitely misspoke on that one. It wasn't the final draft that had to be completed in a few weeks. Basically what happened is that after 2020, they had to rewrite the script due to COVID-related reasons, and obviously the change in director to Sam Raimi. That included, you know, the entire script and entire story being rewritten and reworked from its initial concept. It's most likely that due to tight filming schedules, the script underwent significant rewrites in a relatively short time frame, which is why, you know, in a few weeks, the script had to be done. We had to get this movie out. Also, like I said, Sam Raimi took over as a director, and there were a lot of changes that made the script fit his style, the more, you know, ghoulish, scary horror type. But yeah, it was really COVID's fault. Like, COVID was what made the story it is now.
How are you giving us weeks to put down a draft for a movie that is going to be so big, is going to carry on a story of a very, very beloved character, and a character that, you know, has been through so much pain? They need to focus on making sure that the quality of their TV shows and the qualities of their movie, I'm not saying they do TV shows, but make sure the quality of their movies are better than the quantity. If you do like 2-3 movies a year, 2 TV shows, 3 TV shows a year, that's fine. Make sure that they have some sort of link that will make us excited about the next Avengers movie. I am not excited for the next Avengers movie. The most exciting thing that's happened was when they announced Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom. And I would also like to say, I really wish they didn't do that. I wish that we found out when we were watching the movie. You know, like we'd hear little rumors, like little whispers, oh, Robert Downey Jr. is back. And I'd be like, nah, he's not. And they'll be fighting Dr. Doom when he has his mask on, and they'll be fighting him. And I don't know, maybe Spider-Man comes and kicks him in the face and his mask falls off, and then he turns around and it's revealed that it's, you know, Tony Stark. And then Spider-Man freezes like, Tony? And then yeah, that would eat down. But you know, they had to do it because, you know, to get the hype back. They had to. Marvel, in terms of quality, has really declined. Quantity has increased, which has helped the decline. Then you have Disney Plus and people moving away from theaters and into streaming world. It's really, really hurt the box offices and all of that. Like, it's just a lot. And it's just really, really unfortunate, really. And because everyone's moving into like, oh, streaming, no one wants to go to the cinema anymore, it's made it so hard for like them to recoup the budget. The Marvels underperformed. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania underperformed. Thor Love and Thunder underperformed as well. It just makes it so much harder for the people who've worked so hard on the movie to get what they want back. Like the studio's losing money. Because it's not really that hard to, you know, remake the formula. You made the formula. Use it again, but just, you know, edit it. So yeah guys, that's my opinion on why Marvel has just not been doing so well. It's based on the fact that there's just so much Marvel content out there, and the fact that the characters, it doesn't seem like there's any connection or camaraderie. We're not excited to see the new Avengers come together. We haven't seen the new Avengers in any capacity, you know? It would be really cool if we had seen a few glimpses. Like the closest we've seen to like the Avengers coming back together is like the young Avengers. You know, I think it's Kamala. She's going around and recruiting. But we've already seen her with Kate Bishop. We've seen her with Kate Bishop, and we've seen Kate with Yelena. We haven't really seen the new Avengers. You know, it'd be really cool if we saw, you know, Sam Wilson, you know, starting to do a bit of recruiting. We haven't even heard anything about the Avengers in the storyline. If they reduce the amount of movies and content being shown, then people who aren't like massive fans of comic books and Marvel in general, they'll be able to keep up. So yeah, I really do hope that they do scale back, they can do better and build that anticipation and that want for a Marvel movie. But as for now, I'm not really excited for much. I am excited for Brave New World because I am a fan of Sam Wilson. So I typed out some of my final thoughts on the matter. So here we go. Marvel's content saturation was clearly an attempt to dominate both the theaters and the streaming world, but has led audiences to fatigue, declining box office returns, and quality control problems. By scaling back production and refocusing on strong storytelling and well-developed characters, Marvel can aim to regain its reputation as a leader in blockbuster entertainment. Once they scale back on their movies and they scale back on their TV shows, they can focus more. They can focus. They can tunnel vision. Okay, cool. This is what we want to do with this character. So we're going to do with this character. Okay, this is the storyline we're going to tell. If you're focusing on so much at once, it's like, okay, we have to get something out. But if you're focusing on one character and you're actually like focused on each storyline, yo, it's going to eat down. I really do hope that they implement this. They're really going to just, you know, calm down and scale back, focus on good storytelling, well-developed characters, instead of having so many characters here, there, and the fourth. On top of that, they're bringing the X-Men as well. God, goodness me. The X-Men and the Marvel characters have always existed, but it's a lot to bring to a cinematic universe. It's a lot of people you're employing. If you agree with me, let me know in the comment section below. If you think there's another reason why, what do you think the reason is? And maybe I'll agree, maybe I missed it. I'm so sorry if a lot of this was waffle. My brain, okay, I have a sentence right here. If I think of another sentence, it comes and wrecks the other sentence and pushes it out of the way. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video, which hopefully will be soon. Bye guys.